put it on the stove. But you be like, man, fuck cooking these noodles on the stove, putting these bitches right in the microwave. Ain't nobody got time to be watching on the stove. Or, whatever the case, so shit. I use that bit every now and then. Hey, you talking about show do you my air fry. But I do know that it is best to, do it in the oven and in
I
the
don't even
iron
put that bitch in
skillets
the
on the
air fryer.
stove. But if I'm on my lazy shit, I will air fry your ass some shit so quick.
Okay.
Your head will swim, okay?
Okay.
I would air fry your ass a meal so quick, cook some spinach and a goddamn salmon, and you would have swore I got them really, you know
Oh
what I'm
God.
saying? And I just put that bitch in there and let it cook.
Cook
You feel
the
me?
cook time
Period.
cuts in
Just
half.
saying.
Half the
Okay,
cooking
blackened
time.
Time cuts to
salmon.
half.
Cook some blackened salmon in that motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about?
It
Man,
still
what?
tastes good.
All right, y'all. So I'm sorry that I got y'all in a little tizzy, but I got
Frozen
another one
chicken.
for you, y'all. I got another one for you.
Oh shit,
Thank you.
Southern. Here
I
we
got
go with
another
this
one.
shit today.
Oh my.
All right, y'all. So a secret memo reveals what
Uh-huh.
George Bush knew before 9/11.
Oh, he knew
Mm.
all that
I
shit.
I ain't surprised.
I know that. I knew
Child,
that. The
I
way
ain't even
he
gonna
picked
speak
up
on
that
that.
motherfucking children's book
I might
and
get
kept
kicked out of this.
reading, that motherfucker knew what the hell was going on. Cause any other individual, if your whole goddamn country getting attacked, you get the fuck up. Bill ass sat there like nothing. It was not a problem, y'all. Who was here before? Who was here during the
My
9/11?
fellow
Who
Americans.
remember
I
9/11?
was. I
It's a
do.
couple of
Me,
us.
I remember
9/11.
9/11. I was in the fifth
I was
grade
in
in
eighth
high
grade in
school.
my math class.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
in
in
high
elementary
school
school
I
too.
was in
skipping.
the fifth grade.
I was high
Had it
shit
on
when I
a
found
little
out those
flip
was you.
TV. You know the TV that
I
had the
was
dials
5.
on it. Then they put that TV on the
Oh, I was in
cart
Dang, I
high
feel
school.
so they
old
could
as
just wheel
hell.
that bitch in and plug it up.
I was a goddamn.
I know we old, y'all. We old.
I'm
I
old
ain't
as
old.
hell.
Ninth
Y'all
or 10th
niggas
grade.
old.
If
I
y'all on
ain't old.
Yeah,
YouTube,
I was in
if
ninth
y'all on
grade.
YouTube watching, put an old man emoji. Oh no, put an old
You
man.
know what, girl? I'm not about to play with you. Why she
All
play
right,
all day?
y'all. So, according to CNN, a previously classified memo from 2004 reveals that former President George Bush was getting intelligence about specific attacks being planned leading up to the 9/11 attacks. Right.
What
That's
the
what he should have got. That might have made his ass get the fuck up. Anyway, so during a meeting with Dick Cheney and 10 members of the 9/11 Commission, he opened the floor to questions. A commissioner then questioned him about the warning signs he received, and he said he's only brief about the threats overseas. Now, that's a motherfucking lie. Bush, don't
Mm.
sit here and lie to us now. You can lie to your
They
wife, but
probably
don't lie
had
to
to though.
us.
They probably had to lie to us though, because I mean, honestly, if they had tax, he couldn't have been open with the public about that anyway. Because a lot of threats they get, you know, what I mean, they probably get a million threats a day about people that don't like the United States or don't like Americans. Because we could tell even when rising, people from other countries think we a certain way or whatever. So I mean, if he had really announced that, what had we had really done? We would have went crazy out here. So I don't know. I mean, you can only do but so much as president, you know, and they can't declare war anyway. He can't declare war. What was he supposed to do?
That
I
was
think he
his
Child,
probably
don't
did
tell
what he
that to
could.
the
Shout
white
out to
man.
Danica, man. Shout out to Danica, man.
Absolutely.
Danica is in the
big
motherfucking
homie?
Yeah,
building.
absolutely.
Yes.
Oh my
What up,
goodness.
Danica?
What up, y'all? Shout out Wake and Bake. You already know where we at 2 times a week. So
Okay.
when I look at George W. Bush, of course, like you said, you see the initial reaction when he got the news about the World Trade Center being bombed and the Twin Towers, falling and stuff. So you can tell by his reaction, of course, that he was already informed. And then when you already have the intelligence, he should have made some measures to protect the American public. I mean, when it comes to intelligence, there are a lot of people who threaten the U.S. for sure, but
Oh damn.
when when they give you credible intelligence, they're giving you this intelligence for a reason as the president. They're not going to go through every single threat on the email and give them all to George Bush, right? So he has a certain amount of culpability being that, when you get a warning for something like that, it's your job to protect the country as commander in chief. It's in your title, so it's just like if somebody
Hey,
tells me that
hey.
they want to harm Southern, it's my duty to either protect Southern or warn Southern, right? So something
That
could be
Trump.
done. Even if they would have just did something, maybe like they, I don't even know if they had the terror alert or the
I
terror
don't
level.
think we had it back then because we
We
never
didn't
been
even have
attacked
that
home.
back then.
Yeah, we
attacked
never
like
had a
that.
home base attack home. That was our first attack on our own soil here. So I think that was the reason why they didn't take it serious. Like we were untouchable. I think the world let us know we was touchable at that
Yep.
point. For real, we were
Yep.
cocky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
they
that's the
was kinda-
flawed
I was
thinking of
scared to go to
Americans.
work.
Come
Shoot.
on.
Mm-hmm.
What up, Flip?
That day I stayed
Flip in
home.
the building.
Yeah, that was, we
good,
never
man.
had an attack on our own
Flip
soil
the
here.
plug. We didn't see you before, but welcome to Awaken Bacon.
Was good.
I don't think we took this terrorist threats that deep back then.
Anything
We
you want to
stood
say
on.
about that, Craig?
Girl, girl, I'm not trying to get killed by the government because I know too much.
Oh Lord.
I learned to shut the fuck up.
Oh,
I seen too many of my woke people get kidnapped, missing, in jail, can't find, and
Hey, what's up?
you know, yeah.
Don't
I'm
worry,
keep my
Craig.
mouth
We're gonna
shut.
have the whole hood looking for you, and everybody.
Nah,
in the
you
hood gonna be
ain't.
looking for you.
You ain't. I ain't got nothing to say.
She said, "You
But
ain't have
of
to worry
course
about it."
they knew. Of course they fucking knew. Now, what else the tea is, girl? What else you got?
Child.
Before I get
Let
into
me
mine,
ask y'all.
cause child, mine, I gotta ask them a question too.
Oh shit.
Okay, let me hit them with this first question. Would you spend 10 minutes with a loved one who passed away or get $10 million in cold hard cash?
Spend 10 minutes. Spend 10 minutes.
That's a
Spend
tough
10
one.
minutes. Fuck that.
You know what
I'm
I
gonna
mean?
take my 10
Spend 10
minutes.
I'm
I'm gonna take my
about 10 minutes.
fucking 10 minutes, dog. Cause get what? I can get the future numbers to win me 10 million. You feel me? For the next couple decades. And them 10 million. You never know. But
thought
that
about
ass.
that
In all honesty, I'll take 10 minutes though. That serious. Just to hear and talk and just get one goddamn final goodbye. You know. What up, Danica?
Yeah.
How you feel
I
about
would
that?
I would
Danica?
want to ask my relative what the afterlife is like. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I would want to
Mm.
ask them. I mean,
No.
if you've been dead this whole time, have you been anywhere? Have you seen anything? What's going on with you? What you doing these days? You know what I'm saying? Now, if they could be brought back,
Right.
that means they must have been someplace, right? So I would really want to know about the afterlife rather than have that 10 million. I'm gonna tell you what,
right.
man. If we keep this community going, we keep doing what we're doing, all of us will end up with plenty of that. Plenty of money.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. What up,
I'm gonna
Candace,
be the
my
different
girl?
one. I'm gonna take the 10 million. I'm gonna tell you why. Not because of the money. Because after them 10 minutes are up, the hurt and the same pain that I felt, I don't think even with closure for me, because I wouldn't want to let that go. I wouldn't want to let that go. I wouldn't want to relive that hurt and pain. So for me, if this already did and I've already dealt with it, I want to close that book. You know what I mean? We're talking the afterlife together, but I'll take the 10 million now. But I wouldn't want to let them go. I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't. Like my dad, I would never want that 10 minutes to end.
Right.
100%.
Yeah,
Different people had a different views on that.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's
I
a
would feel the
different way of
same way I
looking at
did when he
something. What up,
passed.
West Side?
yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with her. I'm more partially thinking.
You agree with Cat this
I
time?
know.
I know it finally, right? She- Hey, she finally said something that makes
It
sense.
be raining
No, I'm just
outside in the
playing.
middle. Since when West Side started? I'm
It's
just playing West
Kwanzaa.
Side.
Hey,
Let me
Hey,
stop
but
playing.
nah, straight up though. Like I feel like you can't. I don't like to live in the past. What the hell?
Who the hell?
Who did that?
Do not remove.
Don't
Do not
remove.
remove. Please do not remove anybody from the world.
Oh, we can pinpoint who it is.
must
Sasha,
be me.
what you want, Sasha? What you want tonight? Mhm,
I'm telling you.
we see.
What?
That must have
I
been
just
me.
know.
Well,
I
Nah,
just
they
got
ain't.
here.
They ain't. I know
We
Sasha.
know who
Nah,
do it. We
I
know
know.
who do
Hold on.
it.
I know. They ain't Sasha. I know they ain't Sasha.
But we can point
Sasha,
up
Sasha,
there.
I know Sasha. She ain't-
Was the poll on me?
Who
But
it
Really
is?
could have
Who
did
it
it by
is?
mistake. She could have
I
did
ain't
it
did
by
it by
mistake
mistake.
in her safe
You
zone.
got 3 buttons to press, 3
She
questions
could
to
have did
answer.
it by mistake.
There's a random person in the doorway. I'm just saying.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
Okay,
well, I
good.
can't
Yeah.
see him.
Hold on, we about to call the
over there.
Uber. What's his name, y'all?
Here comes
What's his
security.
name?
security.
I don't even worry about it, big dog.
So while we getting them out, I'm gonna shout out two creators. First Herbert
yeah.
George
Always
Jr.
the clear
and then
skins.
also VR
I ain't worry
Junior.
about it. He out here.
Junior
Call that
VR for
Uber.
making his cell phone. Call the Uber.
Okay,
Yeah, your Uber-
thank
your
you
Uber
for
here,
the
big dog.
cell. Hey, that
But,
cell phone come through.
shit.
You feel me? Here, thank you, Junior.
Hello.
But nah, like I was saying though, I don't
no.
like to. Me personally, I don't like to relive the past. Once something happens, I move on. Whether it's relationships, especially death. Like for me, once I leave that funeral, that's what it is. I mean, I don't like again me feeling how I feel about death. Let me back up. I kind of have a different view. I don't get sad per se because at the end of the day, I know at the end of the day, they don't have to live in this craziness. As long as I know that they're saved and I know where they're going, then it's like, okay, you don't have to deal with the stuff we got to deal with. You're in the ultimate peace. You don't have to deal with none of this craziness. So yeah, I'm gonna take the $10 million because not just because it's the money, it's also life changing. I can change my niece's life. I can change all my niece's life, my little cousin's life. I can change my life. I can pay, my mom's stuff off, uncle's stuff off, dad's stuff. It's a lot of stuff you can do with that just outside of the things that I want. So I will bless a lot of other people and you know what I'm saying, in turn for that. So that's just me.
What's up, Copper?
Oh, my bad. What's up, Sasha?
I just want to
How are you?
basis off what he said about the afterlife. My brother, he told me that in his house he woke up and some young guys who were killed and they were still in the same clothes. They had the headsets on, whatever they was wearing when they was killed. They came to visit him and they hung out in his house with him. People in the neighborhood would say my brother would come out of the store and just stand there and stare into space, and he would tell me he's he's seeing these dead people. And one day they walked him to the graveyard to like let him know that's where he could be going or whatever. They didn't like say it, but they walked him there and pointed to him, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And then the next day he didn't wake up in his sleep. So I know in my heart them boys came to get him, and that's who he's with.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I couldn't let my loved one
And
go.
I hear a
couldn't
lot
let
of
him go
stories
again.
of right before when you get ready to die, a week or a couple days before they come and get you, or they'll be seeing it. Like the older people in the hospital, they could.
Who coming to get me? Let me know now so I can tell them get on. Who is this exactly? Somebody that passed
I don't know.
already?
They say sometimes it's your family,
What's up, Unicorn?
and sometimes it's strangers if you don't have a lot of family that's already gone.
I would have to agree with Katniss in taking that million because 10 minutes is not going to bring them back forever.
Right.
It's not going to bring
would
back the
hurt.
things the memories, the good memories, and try to make
Lose
new
them
good
twice?
memories. We won't bring
Oh man.
lose them twice.
Yeah.
And I do have to agree with Copper on that. There is people that patients with dementia will have like 7 days, like 7 days before they're about to pass, that they will be seeing stuff and they will get their memory back and they will get all their happiness back and all that stuff just before they die. It's a happening, and they can tell that that's happening, and it's sad to see something like that. You know. Yeah. So.
Who child? I didn't mean to make y'all sad. Lord, Jesus.
Crack,
What you got?
Shit, that's the one thing
I'm
we all
sorry.
know.
I don't know.
That's the one thing. That's the
You
one thing.
already
we
But
all
that's
know
what
about
made me
that.
feel better.
I'll
pray
take
that-
my
I'm about
10
to pray
minutes.
that,
I'm
bro.
gonna
I
talk
don't
so
know.
goddamn fast in them 10 minutes, okay? I'm gonna talk so fast in them 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know I'm gonna see you again when I go, but I still got some questions. You know what I'm saying? So I take them 10 minutes. And while we on topics of asking people of opinions and how they feeling and things like that, let me ask y'all a question about this. Now, in our generation, a lot of us believe in healthy eating or eating at least healthy sometime, right? But in the older generation that are like our aunts and our like uncles and things like that and people before them, they don't believe in this healthy eating. And I want to know, do you feel like you, as long as you pray over your food, God is gonna take care of you. Um, or do you feel as though you should be eating the things that you need to eat to live? And if you do feel these ways, as far as like your parents or your grandparents, and you tell them your concerns, they tell you that God is that's the reason why they gonna stay in good health because of God. And if they got high blood pressure, it's like you telling me that if you got high blood pressure, that you go and order a 20p wing and pray over the food and eat it, God gonna make sure your blood pressure don't go up. Like it's just like,
Speaking of
and
food,
it's
somebody
like my
fucking that shit
and
up.
and what brings it up for me is because my grandfather,
That's
he
really
is
a good
76
question.
years old, and he only has
Mhm.
diabetes and hypertension, which can actually be treated when you change your diet. But my aunt, she feeds him foods from soul food restaurants and Waffle House, and just different places. Like wherever she out to eat at, she bring him the food back instead of cooking for him herself. And I've
Mhm.
had took the initiative to go over there to tell her about me cooking for him and prepping the meals, so that way she wouldn't have to worry about it, and we can get his cells regenerated through eating healthy, and getting them back on track. And because there's nothing really wrong with it, it's just he don't walk far and things like that. And so it's just that the fact that I wanted her to change his diet so she could see a change in him. But it's like she just feels like this my daddy, and I pray over the food, and that's the solution. And it's really tough when you trying to talk to your elders about changing what they eat to live when they have other beliefs.
Mhm.
Westside, how you feel about that? I dropped how I felt about it and gave y'all the question at the same damn time. So y'all ain't gotta worry about me talking no more. I'ma listen to y'all.
Nah, I agree. I agree with you. But so you can pray over things all day, but that doesn't defeat the fact of whatever it is still what it is, right? You can't pray over a
Right.
crack pipe, hit the crack pipe, and think you're not about to get addicted. You can pray over the car that's coming down the street and you stand in front of it and it hits you and act like you're not gonna get hurt. So the thing with God gives us something called discernment. You know what I mean? To know the difference between what's good, what's bad, what's gonna hurt you, what's helpful. So in that, I don't think you can pray all day. You can pray. You can be the most powerful prayer warrior, whatever. At the
Prayer
end of
warrior.
the day, if you ate that
and
plate
that's
of,
how
if you eat that
that's how
Thanksgiving,
she feel.
right? If you eat all that food that ain't good for you, you still gonna have high blood pressure. You still gonna have insulin resistance. You still gonna have diabetes. It don't matter how much you pray for it. It's evident because it's still there.
And it's like she just feel like I'm trying to regulate her daddy. That's my daddy. I control what my daddy
Mhm.
do. Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh my God.
And
All because
this is your
of
relative. You said
yes, this is my auntie. I'm talking about my
it's
grandfather, my
man. Look,
dad's dad. And it's just like she is like, I'm in control. This my daddy. I'm make sure he eat. He gonna be all right. And
does she
she
not know
don't
how to cook?
believe in yeah, she know how to cook. She just don't believe in changing the way of eating and it benefiting your health. Like she don't
I mean,
understand
everything's good in
how
moderation, but if you eating that
powerful
shit
how
all day,
she don't
then
understand how powerful food is. And if
right.
he has high blood pressure and you eat collard greens and macaroni and cheese and whatever from the soul food place and you get him some of that shit, he eating all that salt and his blood pressure going right back up. And then he taking the blood pressure medicine
Mm-hmm.
to get the next day to bring it down to a decent level. Then you
Damn, that's
taking it right
crazy.
back up, getting him some fried chicken or some, you it's just she feed him what she eat and feel like it's okay because God got the final say so. And the doctor gave him the medicine and she just feel like that's the solution. And it's like, how do I get through to her? If y'all with me, how would you get through to a person like that? Or it's like, is it like a dead end situation? I don't want
It's
my
a dead end
granddaddy to die,
situation.
but it's like she the guardian, and I went over there like, okay, boom, I'm doing my part. I'm trying to do my part as a granddaughter, knowing what I know now. Like, I didn't know this 10 years ago. I didn't know this 5 years. Well, yes, I did 5 years ago, but I didn't know this 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's learned plant-based living, and once you start getting older and start going through things, and you start eating different and choosing different for your body reacts different. And you know, it can heal certain things that are going on with you if you are not a healthy person, and I've witnessed it. So that was my thing. So Danica, I see you on the block. What's up, my boy? I said I was done talking. I said some more shit anyway. It's the weed, y'all. It's the weed.
Nah, you
It's
good.
all good. Look, that's why it's called wake and bake. You dig?
Right. Be
Okay.
thinking. Your head be going everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ain't smoking right now, but my lady made me some real green tea, so I'm gonna see how this go. You know,
It's gonna be good
I'm
for you.
sweating
Good and
already.
hot.
Look,
Good and
look, I'm
hot.
sweating
Good and hot.
already and shit.
Good and hot.
Be fine.
So, so when I look at stuff like this, it's unfortunate, you know, because this is what happens a lot. You know, people have people who aren't the right people over their estate, and then
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately we have to
Mm-hmm.
deal with the consequence. So it should be a lesson to everybody to watch who you leave over you. You know,
Right. Right.
sometimes I've seen families where the family wasn't the best person. Some families can even speed up things because of how selfish they are. You know,
Yeah,
some
exactly.
people don't want to be taken care of and
Mm-hmm.
helping somebody for years and years. They want somebody to do what they want, and so they can go ahead about their business, so they don't necessarily have to deal with it.
Some people just
Some people are
collect the
eyeing
check,
down
collect the
money,
check.
right? Let's say you
Mm-hmm.
50 and the person 70. A
Mm-hmm.
70-year-old a black person, you've been eating soul food, yo, man, that person can live to 80, 90, 100. Even
Mm-hmm.
diabetes and high blood pressure is not necessarily a death sentence. A lot of it has to do with
Exactly. It's
moderation.
the food.
Unfortunately, in our generation, we not gonna be able to last as long eating the same things
Mm-hmm.
we eating. Because first off, a lot of what we eating ain't real. Second off,
Mm-hmm.
black folks in general are the biggest we done been ever. We out of shape like a motherfucker.
Facts.
See, it's one thing to eat some greens and some cornbread, and the next day you going to work. The next day you using your hands, you cleaning around the house, you in the
Right.
field,
Mm-hmm.
or you at the factory. It's another thing to just eat all that, sit on your ass, get up and eat again. You know what I'm
Especially if you
saying?
work from home.
We not gonna last as long doing the same shit that they was able to do. So I wouldn't worry so much about your relative. Um, First put it in God's hands, then
That's what I
understand that
did. I prayed about it. I said I prayed about it.
understand you can't control it. You know, when it comes to the law,
Yeah.
when it comes to who's over who, some people just want to
Yep.
be over somebody so
And
they can
that's
be
the
there to scoop up
decision
the
that I
cash at
made.
the end.
But I just wanted to see what y'all opinion or how y'all feel about it.
Yeah,
If there ever been the case of like when y'all get older and y'all kids are in charge of y'all, are y'all gonna pretty much be open to, you know, or are you guys gonna be open to making those type of decisions for your relatives, or are you gonna just continue to feed them what you eat? Because you gotta remember, you gotta treat the body accordingly, according to what's off in the body. You gotta treat it. You gotta treat it the foods
Mm-hmm.
that replenishes it. You know, and if you don't do that, you can make yourself worse than what you were. And it's
I
like
agree.
she just make. I feel like she just making them worse. Just keep giving them salted ass greens with pork and, you know, stuff that he shouldn't have as a diabetic, peanut butter jelly sandwiches and shit. You know, that shit, you know, you gotta
Yeah,
be mindful of what you feed your elders, like. And once you try to tell the guardian that's over your elder, they so caught in their ways, and then they fried chicken and then they religion and say, God got this. God got me. That's why I'm like this, because I'm blessed. That, like, I'm talking about, it's turned into, it got real heated. And I was like,
yeah.
wow, about a change of diet, child. Oh Lord.
Some people will
Sorry
use
about
It's
that,
the
y'all.
my
That was
dad.
Lord
that.
and
It's
prayer to
my dad.
justify
You
anything.
come in my house, You come in my house, try to regulate what my daddy do.
Mm-hmm.
And what I feed my dad. My dad doing just fine. He eat. Like they feel like long as they eat, that's all that matters. You know? Like long as they eat. And they'll be wondering why they don't eat the food. Cause they know they don't need to eat it. That's why they ain't eat the food. Yeah, but
Me
But you
right
know what,
now,
Craig?
going through what I'm going through with my health, I'm gonna have to make some changes. Like I told y'all, I'm not smoking right now. It
yeah.
might just be something I leave in the past because it just first off, it's not a good habit to have. Let's just be honest. Putting smoke in your body, you asking for trouble, right? So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
I'm
frowned
staring
upon
down
in
this with my
certain
own
countries.
eyes, like damn, early 30s, and I'm looking at man, I'm gonna have to change my diet. But I think a lot of it is definitely dependent on God too. Like, don't get me wrong. I've seen people. I remember they did this interview on this lady. She was like 108 years old, and they said, "What is your secret? What did you eat all this time?" And she said she ate rare steak every
Oh, I
day
heard that.
and drank wine.
Oh Lord.
Rare steak.
Red
So
steak. I heard that before.
your diet definitely does matter, but
Mm-hmm.
to a certain degree, it's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it
Yeah.
comes to stuff like
I
diabetes,
feel like it's
I,
both.
I don't know about that life, so I can't get into it. But it's definitely both though, right? Because what you eat can kill you, but when it ain't your time, it's not your time. So just spend as much time as you can with your family member. When you can, steal them away
You ain't lying.
and take them to eat something good.
I can't even
So
steal
even
him.
if it's
That's how bad it is.
yeah,
Like he's in jail right now.
mm,
That's
oh
how bad it
wow,
is. And
Craig, did you ever
I gotta
ask
go buy
him?
some.
he
I gotta
play
go buy
like he
some fruit
don't
in the morning.
he play like he can't talk around her. He
Straight up.
play like when he around her, he act like
He
he
can't.
can't he don't talk. But when I went in
mm,
there one night and I was talking to him the other night, I asked him about all his favorite musical artists because I told him I've been taking vocal lessons and I heard that he was supposed to be a Temptation. And he was like,
mm,
"Yep, I was gonna be a Temptation." He said, "But I said no, because I liked the street money." He said, "I stacked up." He said he stacked up. And he said that he pretty much liked it Patti LaBelle, he liked it Luther Vandross and Stevie Wonder. And he
mm,
started talking to me about the different different music. And we was having like whole conversation. I started asking him about his mama and her mama and his brothers and their kids. And we just was talking about all type of shit. And then when my auntie come around, he just go mute. And
mm,
and they be like, "Granddaddy don't talk. He don't care. He just be laying there. He don't really say too much. All he say is yeah. He know his birthday. He know his social security number. But that's all he know. He don't know too much." I was like, "Y'all think my granddaddy is really slow? You know what y'all really think?" I said, "I just had a conversation with the man last night. You can't tell me he's slow. I was just talking to him. We were talking, having a full blown conversation, and they were
mm,
just looking at me like I was crazy." And I'm like, y'all really don't know who in the house with y'all. Like y'all gotta spend some time with your elders, man. If you ain't, and when they get older and you gotta take care of them, spend some time with them at least. Good grief, treat these people right,
But
treat them right,
you
feed
know
them
what,
right.
Craig? Though I'm gonna say this: it's a blessing that he still has you in his life because maybe it's your calling to go in and check on him because it seems like whoever is around him don't give a damn. Sorry that it sound harsh like that, but you you gonna be a special granddaughter. I swear to God, yo. I swear to God.
I agree. Yeah. But I
Yeah,
don't even think you have to be old for that because I had this happen in my late 20s. When I was in my
really.
late 20s, I ended up I developed high blood pressure. And when I was growing
Yep,
up, the only thing
they
I
tried
knew
to
from
get to
for
me
food
too.
was what not to eat because I was Muslim. Like we didn't eat pork,
Mm-hmm.
gelatin, all this stuff. I allow Aviv and all this. That it wasn't off limit from cookies and cakes and snacks. And when I was in my almost over like maybe 26, 27, I was
What's
diagnosed with high blood pressure. I mean, it was so high. They literally was like, look, you have to change something or you're going to die before
Right.
35. Like you're not going to make it. Your blood pressure through the
mm,
roof. I'm drinking Red Bulls, going back and forth to school, work, feeling like, oh, I'm young, I can
Mm-hmm.
do it. And I'm in my late 20s and I'm like, oh my God, I'm overweight at the time. I ended up losing 80
been here
pounds.
before?
Blood, and then one thing about
wow.
high
You on
blood
mute? I
pressure and
can't
stuff
hear
like
you.
that, they say once you start it, you can't stop that medication. Amlodipine, you can't
Yep.
stop it.
And I
So
never
now I'm on
started it.
fives for the rest of my
Mm-mm.
life because
never
and it's only
started
5
it.
milligrams because they too scared to take your body off of it. But it is serious. So when my baby was young, I like with him, I mean, I changed my lifestyle, my eating habits, but it does dictate a lot how long you live. Like he said, making it like we be thinking we cool because we young, but that's not always right. So like my baby, like sodas and stuff, I didn't even introduce that in his diet.
him in
I
there,
watered
Yep.
down everything.
I remember you was
Like
saying
I'm not
that.
gonna lie,
Mhm.
Dad. Like I literally
extreme
changed his
water.
diet because I changed my diet,
Streaming
but
is
I didn't
live
learn
music.
that stuff. It was
Called
like,
Awaken
oh,
Big
it's greens and did it is and did it, and you know you don't. I mean, so you don't have to be old, but that is a good point though. He definitely, but then some people feel like he's older and he should do what he want to do. So I get it, but dang, like if it's gonna save his life or bring something down, I think it's worth a change though.
Yeah, I do too. But okay, we're gonna go on to the next topic here. Oh, well, sir. Yes, sir. What would you like to say, Mr. Proof, sir?
So I had a situation with a friend of mine. Um, her daughter contracted some type of disease to where they would have to amputate her leg, or or the infection was going to go through her body and she was going to die. So
Jesus.
my son, her mom did exactly what your aunt is doing in regards to saying God is going to take care of it. God is going to do this. God is going to do that. Now, in my brain, I'm telling her, God is putting these doctors in place for your goofy ass and telling your ass that if your ass don't do what the hell they say, you're going to lose your daughter.
The inevitable.
But because she didn't want to do the amputation and have her daughter lose a limb, she let it go and she lost her daughter.
Wow.
So I mean, I don't know when faith and logic creates that separation.
Right there.
But man,
It's
some
on the person.
people are so strong on faith, they are blinded by reality and logic. And sometimes
Exactly.
it has to take somebody of logical sense to put something in their brain to get them to realize, hey man, God did all these things so that you can keep your grandfather longer. I mean, that conversation a conversation like that has to be done, or risk a situation and then seeing it that way.
Yeah, and that's
Tomorrow
the
Again, that goes
fuck
back to what I was saying earlier.
Yeah, no, that was a mouthful then. That was the tea for me. But anyway,
Yeah. That was a good. Damn.
try to make it hard for me to go to the next time after that little
But-
tea drop. Here come West Side. Oh,
But
shit.
my bad. Nah, I'm just saying this and I'm done. But
Oh,
that goes
shit.
back to what I was saying earlier. At the end of the day, you can pray over that crack pipe all you want to. You hit that glass.
Don't keep using crack pipe now. Hold
No,
on.
it's just no. Sometimes you gotta break it down to people like that because look, sometimes you gotta break it down to people like that because they don't understand. Like
You do,
again, with me being being in the church, what I'm saying is that sometimes you gotta break it down to what people understand. Whether it's the car coming down the street, you walking out of it, you praying over it, or the crack, like it just depends on how you do it. It just don't make no sense.
Pull up over there. Just start throwing stuff away in the refrigerator. Let them think you're crazy. That's what I would do.
You know what?
Every time I see macaroni and cheese, I'll be going through that cupboard. I'll be throwing that cheese out. I'll be throwing the noodles. I'll be throwing all that out every single time. If it was me, sometimes you gotta do it.
You can't beat me up.
So how many times you gonna keep buying this the bunch of them pork chops? How many times you gonna keep buying all that? I'm gonna just throw it out. So waste your
they
money.
gotta take me to court. We just
For
be
real.
in court. Right, we just be in court then beefing. I'm breaking everything.
My God.
Sometimes you gotta go to the extreme.
Okay, I feel you
God
on
bless
that.
you on that situation. You know, you
That-
just keep your heart in it.
Absolutely.
Do the best
Yeah.
you can. If nothing
Keep
else,
pushing it.
think about it like that. Forget the diet. If you sitting around people who every time you're around them, you just feel like you got to go mute. Something is wrong with the energy. So just the fact that he felt like he can talk to you about some stuff, you don't know what type of memories or feelings you might have jogged through just by giving them that mental stimulation. So even though the body is so important, the mind is so important as well. So
Yeah, he might
you just
say
keep putting
something.
that good energy through. And when it's time has come, it's time has come. And guess what? 70, you said how old 70 what?
He's 76. Today his birthday.
That ain't no little
Today my
feat.
aunt
That is not
birthday.
that's
Happy birthday.
76 is an accomplishment in itself.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
Lord willing, we all make it there, but a lot of us
Okay.
may not,
Yeah.
I could have been gone just last weekend, so
Man.
it ain't promised to us. So the biggest thing is just that impact you can have on his heart. If that's all you can control that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
right.
And pull up over there with some
Period.
salmon and your spinach. Look it up. And just give it to him.
Girl,
Just slide it to
don't
him.
even worry about it, sweetheart. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to figure it out,
46.
y'all. A
Damn,
way
that's
to work through
crazy.
her.
Mm-hmm.
But in other news, I want to talk about what I found out today that Christy Alley died at 71 after battling cancer. Christy
Yes.
Alley is the woman
Oh
in the
Lord.
movie Look Who's Talking. Look
Mm-hmm.
Who's Talking.
Who?
Cheers. It
Chrissy
Takes
Alley.
Two. Look Who's
You
Talking
know who she is. You see
Now.
it. You see it.
I love that freaking show, the movie. Look
Oh
Who's Talking.
shit.
Like that was
Damn.
my
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
favorite
her.
when I
Yeah, all
was
the
a
old heads
baby,
passing.
and she passed today. So
Mm.
I'm sending sympathy out to her family,
Damn, that's
and
crazy.
I wish them a happy healing journey, because it's not easy when you lose somebody. So you got to be strong, like, and that's hard. And in other news, speaking of deaths, now it has come that another cryptocurrency
I
leader has passed away,
heard.
quote
What?
unquote,
Fourth
unexpectedly.
one.
Oh
Unexpectedly.
shit.
This
I
is
keep
the
trying to tell these
fourth
folks, stop telling
one,
everybody your
and
And the
he
business.
one,
was
yeah, the
worth
fourth one.
$20 billion. This
Oh
was the
wow.
fourth
Fourth
one.
one.
Bless you.
I mean, how do y'all feel about these
Mm.
crypto
We
creators
all
and
know
founders
America is getting right.
popping up dead? Like, what is going
Mm-hmm.
on?
It's the
Like, what
government.
is going on?
Well,
Like,
as long as they
y'all are
keep
trying to
killing rich
control
people, I
crypto
know I'm safe.
and control the people, the founders of crypto, or is it is it the competition killing you all? Let's be real
It's the
here. It could be
government
the
killing them boys
competition
off.
killing you
Mm.
all. That's what it's giving. Now let's
Yeah,
talk
it's the
about,
fourth
in a
one.
recent
I need
interview,
to talk to you
T.I. admitted that he snitched
badly.
on his dead cousin on to
What?
Wait,
say
what?
cheese. Yeah, so on set, T.I. admitted in a recent interview he snitched on his dead cousin. He snitched. You
Oh,
know,
for what?
yeah. So if you guys want to hear it, I can play the clip.
Man, yeah, you gotta play that.
No gun case, shoot that, and you know,
Y'all ain't gonna be able to hear it, but anyway,
Hold
y'all
on.
can
Where,
hear it.
send me the
Just
link. I
go
can
to
play it.
the
We can hear
underscore
it.
rep underscore alert. I'm gonna send it out to Westside Hove. Westside Hove, you're responsible to send it to everybody in the audience. You ain't doing nothing else since you asked for it. Now, that way everybody can listen to it. Now, how
Charleston
y'all
White
feel
gonna
Play it
have
about
right
a
now.
field day
snitching?
with this.
Do y'all okay? Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all
Right.
have street code? Do y'all have street code?
Hold on.
Do y'all feel like snitches get stitches, or
Hold
do y'all feel like it's a street code? Or
I'm 50-50 about that.
and you feel like you should be honorable to the country and tell what you know and tell
I'm
everything.
50-50.
How do y'all feel about it?
Do you want to play the
I'm
clip?
50-50.
Yeah, because if I gotta go to jail, bitch, I'm snitching.
Hey, crack. Do you want to
I'm
play the clip?
50-50 about it. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
you
even
can
like
play the clip.
snitching on
I'm not
somebody
going to
is
jail for
right.
nobody.
But some of the stuff that happened in the hood is killing our communities. You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
50-50. I don't know.
So we
I'm
caught no
50-50.
gun case, two died.
Like, if that was your real homeboy,
know,
they wouldn't
lawyer
put
They
you
won't
in
put
that
you in that
I,
situation.
position.
hold on. I'm playing the clip, y'all. Hold on. Yeah.
Police pull us over.
Hold on, y'all. Quiet, y'all.
How
Quiet.
we going through the court process? And so we caught no gun case, two died. And, my lawyer said, well, I can make everything go away if
I can't hear it.
it was Tramel's.
After he had passed, I had a talk with him. What she say? Say, I take all the charges you got. If you can walk away free and put it on me, goddamn right.
So is that what boys giving you shit about because you put it on?
Nah, hell no.
Okay.
Nah. Don't nobody even know about that. I just volunteered this information. Don't nobody even know about that. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, cause he dead. That's why.
I done never said or gave no information about nobody because that's my cousin, my big cousin. He was dead, and he told me that it was okay. Police, pull us over. Pull us over.
Oh, they ain't snitching
Why
in.
we going through the court process?
Yeah, ain't snitching.
So they ain't
That ain't
snitching. So it really
snitching.
like he
That
couldn't
ain't
charge
snitching.
for him. Okay, we had to get a clear view on that. Thank you, DJ Westside. And so now you consider it not snitching. So these motherfuckers be putting out fake news and shit on people. Y'all see how the blog be trying to manipulate you
Hype
through
it
the
up.
news
They want y'all
and
to
all
read
the
it.
media.
So here-
They
That's
need
why
y'all to
you
read
can't
them.
believe everything, you know.
Right.
The trusted source is Gossip of the City T. She is the trusted source. She is the FBI of everything. Go to Gossip of the City T and be her friend. She'll teach you stocks, bonds, options. She literally was a janitor and turned her life around to a blogger and was able to make so much money off of capitalizing
That's
off of
crazy.
stuff that she knew, and they had actual facts on people and everything. But yeah, she is actually very punctual, and she don't get the credit that she deserves as a blogger because you know people try to dim your light when you telling the truth. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, child,
So-
they said what you got? Yeah, what? Yeah, my bad.
So-
I'm being rude.
Nah,
What's
you
up?
good.
What you saying?
So here's the thing about street code and sticking to the code and that. You have to be of the streets to abide by the street code. You have to participate in the different facets, whether it's hustling, robbing, or whatever have you. A lot of people are just civilians and they're adapting this mindset that they have no idea about, right? So to me, that's a problem. If you are a civilian and you are not of the streets, you have no business talking about, I'm not going to snitch. If you see somebody, if you're just a regular person, you work your 9 to 5, or you have never been in that life and you see somebody get robbed, or you know what I mean, your partner get robbed or whatever, then yeah, you need to speak up. You need to say something. And then even with me, like when I was out there a little bit, me and my people, we had a pact. If we get pulled over on some bullshit and that's your shit, you claim it. we're not gonna sit here and be like, oh, that ain't mine, that's his. No, whoever got the shit on them, that's theirs, and you need to take the hit for that. So, you know, I'm not me personally. Me now, yeah, if I see something, I'm gonna say something because I'm far removed from the bullshit I used to be in. And you know what I mean? It doesn't apply to me no more. I'm pretty much a civilian. So I feel like even in the case now, I think we all have come to a point where we need to start leaving that alone because we see what's been happening to us, especially a lot of these rappers, a lot of these people's family members. I got partners I went to high school with that are doing life right now because of bullshit. You know what I mean? So really, the streets ain't really all cranked up what everybody want to fantasize and glorify it to be. Because at the end of the day, it sounds cliche, but on the real, you're either gonna wind up in debt or in jail. If you continue, I've never met anybody that retired from the streets. Straight up. So
Okay, Danica, what up, my boy?
If you're doing crimes in the black community, if you hurting black people, if you stealing from black people, go your ass to jail.
Yep.
Go your ass to jail. Lock them up, help get them locked up. We got to stop being so scared. It's bigger than just like this notion of the whole being a street person or not a street person. That's new. This is new age talk. Because before, if you in the hood, you felt like you were part of what's going on. And I say that by you see stuff happen all the time, but you're so scared to call the police, not because you gangbanging yourself, but because you know that these people are gonna try to come and hurt you too. See, we got to get back to protecting our own neighborhoods, protecting our own. I'm not gonna watch somebody walk up to CraxkGoddess or SouthernEdibles and mug them or hurt them and feel like, oh, because I do X, Y, and Z that I shouldn't tell the police. We got to break this mindset. We got to break this lie that has been told to us that there's streets and they're in the streets and out the streets. There's no honor among thieves. The people who do murders snitch on each other all the time. The people who gangbang snitch on each other all the time. So since there's no honor among thieves, we got to make sure that we teaching our sons and our daughters to tattletale, to snitch, to figure out if the old lady on the corner is getting mugged and somebody breaking in her, the snitch. If the old lady on the corner is getting her house broken into, you need to be the one to call the police and make sure that lady's okay.
Yeah.
The whole reason that people look at the black community, right, and they say, well, they letting this happen. Because a lot of this shit is being let happen. It takes, but don't get me wrong, it's gonna take courage. It's not easy to go up against criminals. It ain't easy to go up against the gangbangers and thugs and the people who terrorize you every day. They like to program you to think that it's the police when it's not. It's really not. It's the gangbanger on the corner, the person shooting up the mall that you like to go to, the people shooting up the expressway that you ride on. We got to get back to informing the authorities, being cool with the authorities, getting our kids informed with the authorities. That way it's no type of misguiding that's going on, and we got an open dialogue. Because the reason the neighborhoods are getting tore up, the reason the gangbangers are running through them is because we not getting them locked up. I know it's effed up when you walk into somebody else's neighborhood. You ain't even doing nothing. You could just be walking down the street and the cop car pull up on you. Whoop, whoop, what you doing over here? But guess what? We need to be doing that too. Whoever you is, you ain't got to be black. There's some random white dude walking down the block. You don't know who he is. If it makes you feel unsafe, then you call the police. We got to break these chains and break this mindset that these rappers have poisoned us with. The same rappers telling you that they're going to shoot at your mama. They're going to shoot at you and your kids. I mean, it's in the lyrics. I'm going to shoot at you and your kids. Man, come on, man. I don't want to be up here all day because it get me mad, man. And like Westside say, man, I used to be involved in all kind of things that y'all would never think Danica could be involved in.
Candy.
And if you said the wrong thing to me, I will, man, come on, man. I'm not, man. But guess what?
Good.
I've grown and I've adapted and my mindset has changed. And I become a man. And as a man, I know that it's our responsibility to protect each other, protect these kids, protect our women. And that don't got to do with no damn gang banging. That don't got nothing to do with doing crime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got to break these chains around our minds, man. We got to reformulate how the fuck we think, because we fucked up right now. And a lot of people ain't going to tell us that. We fucked up. We don't want to admit it. I know it's something wrong when I'm listening to music and every track is talking about I'm a killer nigga. I own the stew, man. I hear the freestyles every day. I'm finna kill this nigga. I'ma kill that nigga. I'ma shoot this nigga. I'ma shoot that nigga. I'm killing nigga. They don't even talk about killing nobody else. It's all about killing niggas. Then I look in the room.
You know what's
all the
sad?
people
You know
who
what's sad to me?
people.
People don't understand the psychological battles you have to do with taking somebody's life. And yet they continue to rap about it. Like, that is psychologically, you think trauma, like everyday trauma, that's a whole nother level. And I just wish that people, when I go into the stew, like you said, killing them, I'm killing this, I'm killing this. And I asked them, I said, and I asked a few people, I put them to the side when they got done. Do you know what kind of psychological stress you will be under once you pull that trigger and you see that bullet go through somebody? 9 times out of 10, well, no, 10 out of 10, they're going to say no. So I'm like, okay, so let's try to rap about something else. You never did it.
Exactly.
You don't live that life.
Exactly.
Let's try to switch the subjects up. You can
It's
talk about
so much
everything
hate.
else.
That's why I love R&B. It's a little bit more R&B. It don't give murderous and I'm about to kill you now. Like, all I hear is killing people.
Because that's how they changed our culture.
And guess what? And you know, it's so bad because I got a friend who stay up in Philly, and she said the kids they brag about how big they funeral gonna be, and how early
Yeah.
they gonna leave, and what age they gonna leave at, and all of that, and they can't wait to go. And when they go, man, I'm doing it big when I leave. All they talk about is their funerals. They don't talk about getting houses, getting cars,
Or their
getting
birthdays.
new their
Right.
birthdays. They talk about funerals and how they want their funeral to be
fucked up.
and how big they want their funeral to be, and they think that that's like the trend up there for her. And she said that is scary. Like she like consider moving her babies from where they at because
better.
of the things that they're around. Because the
Philly's rough.
trend for her the kids in her baby's age group is them who having the biggest and best funeral.
You got
And
kids
the,
walking
sad.
around
at
with
a
whole
young
That's
age,
sad.
at a young
There's,
age.
it's a
She
culture
said
crisis.
that
Wrong
is
from
what
is killing.
that
This is a
yeah,
culture
and
crisis
it's
we're having.
bad. It's really bad that people really feel like it's okay to pull the trigger and kill somebody and just live with no regret.
You got kids
And you know
walking
what's
around with
you know what's
pistol with
worse?
drums on it. It's
You know what's
crazy.
worse? That snitching culture, that snitching only lives honestly, mostly. I'm not gonna say only,
In the black
mostly in the black community.
In the black
In our black
community.
community, that's exactly what I'm saying. We have this inbred thing where it's snitching. I'm gonna tell you this, and I learned this when I moved from the hood, growing up into the suburbs. It's a whole different culture. Hey, kids in my old neighborhood, you could walk in the
Man, they
other side of the bridge. You was in the wrong hood. Anything could happen. It was to the point where you got to walk all the way around. It only lives in our culture as heavy and as glorified. That's what I'm saying. It's a glorified thing not to do. But and I always tell people this. Y'all always say F the police. But I heard this one point time, after police. I said, but if somebody do something to your mother, I bet you call the police.
You gonna call the
If
police?
somebody robbed you, you gonna call
Right.
the police. So we gotta stop with this whole snitching thing. I'm gonna tell you right now, if something happened to my baby, I hope somebody snitch. Because I could not live with that not knowing pain. That person needs to pay.
Exactly.
That's crazy. And it's tearing our communities up. It's tearing our culture up. It's glorifying this bullshit. And then look how other cultures look at us. They try to imitate us thinking it's cool. They could never walk a year in our shoes. Any of us, nobody in this room had it that easy. None of us. We didn't ran into all types of stuff. So no, I don't. Snitching is what it is. Like you said, it's no glory in thieves. It's no honor in
They
that. It's
snitching on each
none.
other.
Yeah, it's no honor in
With
that
the
at all.
quickness.
And you're not raising no men. This is what happens to all our young men, all of our fathers, uncles, all of these important men that need to play roles in
our
our
sisters.
community, and our sisters, casualties, babies. We losing people by the minute because of a snitching and the street law. Man, they can keep that. Street law ain't paying my bills. Street law ain't. Listen, I get why it rise. I get why people go to it because I get it. If you gotta get it, you gotta get it. But some shit like get in, get out. Like if you gonna go hustle, make your money. But I mean, I get it,
That's
but
that's
it's,
so
I
hard
ain't
to
no
do.
honor in
Don't
it.
hustle.
It's not.
Your hustle shouldn't be hurting black
Be-
folk.
Yeah, your
I don't
hustle
give
could
a damn
be
what it is.
flip the
Right.
hustle, but
Figure-
see, a lot of them don't be
I ain't
educated
gonna
enough.
say
But that's
go
another
do it,
thing.
Go do it in
They
somebody
need to
else's
educate
neighborhood.
our
Go do it to
communities.
somebody else, but don't do it with black folk.
Don't do
Yeah,
it in
and
our
then these
Yeah, it's a
record
lack of
companies
knowledge.
get this profile because what we created was this what was your starter kit to be in the hood, and they glorified in the songs, the music, the clothes. Rap back when I was growing up, when I mean you had rap. Listen to the old rap. They weren't rapping about killing not a person. They was doing all types of dance moves and all that. But look what we've changed it to, and it's influencing. It's just so much stuff. But if it impact our community, I think it is what it is. Tell on who you got to tell on. It don't matter to me.
I
They did
think
wrong. You gotta do
What
it.
side?
I
We live
think
by the same
what-
laws.
right. I think for me, I miss hip hop where the stories that were told for the informative side of things. When when the rap was about, broken glass everywhere. Like people in the suburb, they were like, oh my God, there's broken glass in the street. It's like shit like that. Like, but now it's a glorification, like we've been saying, of killing. Like they dancing. I done shot my ops. They dancing. They got dance moves. They smoking on whoever they just killed. Like it's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And
Let alone the ones taking the videos in the graveyard.
Exactly.
Right?
They
going to
dancing
We
on
the
the
only ones
graves.
doing it. We the only
spitting on
ones
the
doing it.
graves.
We the only ones doing it.
It's
Only
nuts.
ones doing
So
it.
I just wish we can go back to that early and y'all know me. That's my favorite
Man,
era
they
of
made
hip
black
hop.
people a joke.
Early 2000s. Like we celebrated having money. We celebrated the fact that we no longer lived in those conditions. We made it out. So you had the party songs, you had the inspiration songs, the Nas I Can, I think I know I can be where I want to be. Like you had so many different styles.
Yeah.
And you have every now and then, you had the Little John, the East Side Boys, but again, that's just telling them what's going on in the club. But it's never been the glorification of me aiming down the barrel or me having somebody look down this barrel and I'm taking their life. It's never been celebrated like it is right now. It's absolutely insane.
That's
and
what they
we
want
have
us to do,
so
though.
many talented artists. And I've seen in the stool. I'm like, bro, you got rhymes. Focus on anything outside of killing. Stretch your palette out. Stretch your artistry out. You can put words together that could change somebody's life. But what you're doing, you're causing trauma in somebody's life. So do you want to be the source of trauma, or do you want to be the source of change? And that's where we got to get back to. And I kind of see it happening just a little bit. It's slowly but surely. But I feel like we're one trend away from it turning around to being a whole, it's back to killing again.
And you better not snitch. Right. You better not snitch. It only exists in our culture like that. And it's sad.
Negative.
That's what they want.
Individual,
they want to kill our youth.
Glorifying greed. I don't want to be another nigga. Waiting on the play to come through. Chilling with my homeboys, plotting on you. Watching little movies how to come up quick. Recruiting young niggas I could come up with. Barely read books, but they down to shoot. Live life, breaking rules, they got nothing to prove. Family ain't around, they got nothing to lose. Wave a tool on the food for some brand new shoes. Little child wanna ride in the streets. Wanna be a G, so we look up to me. Tried to hit the block and make a name. Claim he caught a body, now we got it, and he feeling all the same. Till the family of the victim come knocking. Bailing through the corners of the ghetto till they shot him. You still dying and they claiming I'm to blame. It's a damn shame, cause I don't want to be another nigga. That's Big Crit, man.
Big Crit.
Okay, then. That was all right there. Don't play with Down and Cook.
Shit got me heated for
Period.
real.
And we're gonna leave off on that note. I'm Down and City. Period. Where is the motherfucking sun?
So many dope artists like Crit that don't get the recognition.
We're gonna close off on that note. Period. Stop it. Like, stop the gun violence. Stop.
Absolutely.
The fake snitch culture. If you know something that can help somebody family feel better, where they people missing that, people be knowing all this stuff and just hiding it and waiting to late and regretting it.
What a great show.
So yes, the sun